Even all, I'm a president of the Lee Unite branch. I'm also a member of People of Cuts in Wigan, as the chair's just said, and I'd like to bring greetings from Wigan and solidarity. Thank you for allowing me to speak. It's fantastic you've got so many people here tonight at this meeting. I can obviously tell you the movement in Wigan is not at this level yet, where we're getting such mass involvement. I know we might be well organised, which I suggest we are, and I would suggest we've had we've looked at this whole issue in great depth, and that may be why we're only saving grace compared to yourself. But I would suggest one of the reasons we aren't quite as big as this whole entire movement's going to get is these cuts have not started to bite yet. Places like Wigan are substantially more deprived of them, and suggest Lancaster is. We certainly don't have 25,000 students on the doorstep. And many people, as one of the speakers said earlier, do feel genuinely scared or impotent about what they can do about it. And I think we have to create the confidence in our movement to generate that, right? Now, there's some good points about direct action. I'm very much into that. I'm into protesting and doing as much as we can, and obviously thinking about what we're doing and not doing silly things where we don't need to. But I also think we need to go on a political offensive on this, because this government is really weak in terms of what it's doing. Notions such, things, for example, it doesn't have a mandate. Who voted for this government? Not a single person in this country voted for this government. We should be attacking that, saying this government doesn't have a mandate for what it's doing. In fact, no one in the country voted for it together. I think we should also be nailing this idea about we're all in it together. We're all in it together like the passengers on the Titanic. But if you watch the film, you know who gets off on the lifeboat, and it isn't the second and third class passengers. Concerning the payment of the debt. Whose debt is this anyway? Did anybody in this room sign up to that, to this loan? I certainly didn't. And it strikes me that debt that we're being asked to pay is the basically combined losses of all the banks speculating on subprime market in America and other dodgy investments. And what we've been basically landed with is footing the bill for their losses. And we should tell them where they can go and sideways. Also, that there's no alternative to this cuts policy that they're doing. That we have to make cuts, plug this deficit that we're running up currently. What a load, load of bollocks. Because there are other ways you do. PCS Union, I don't know whether you've seen their leaflet, fantastic. 120 billion there suggested we could raise from plugging tax evasion and avoidance and collecting the money these people have already been assessed for and haven't paid yet. We should be collecting that in, and even just one measure such as restoring the corporation tax rates to what the government previously had before the last budget, we're bringing another 46 billion. So that would plug the current deficit without any cuts whatsoever, and there's loads of other ideas like Robin Hood tax, taxes on land, millions of other progressive taxation. So we should be going on the offensive about these things. The movement we need in Wigan, what we said is, we don't want a movement where somebody else is telling us what to do. We want a movement driven from the bottom up, that's driven by the rank and file. We want one that's broad, pluralist, that everybody thinks they're involved in. It's not some committee over here deciding what to do. We're all involved in that decision making, and we all feel part of it, and that's the way we'll bring people in. Unfortunately, Wigan, unlike Lancaster, our trades council, which I am a member of, and I'm fighting to change this, has this idea that no, it's us that make decisions, and basically communities do what they're told. Well, it's not going to wash with the public, and that's got to be it on the end. The other thing, last thing I want to end on is about involvement of community organisations. A lot of talk about trade unions here and students or whatever, fantastic. Community organisations in Wigan alone, we found out we've got 1,100 of them. That's probably more if you look at how many people involved than all the trade unions in the area. And if we think there's only 6 million trade unionists and a 60 million population, the trade unions on their own can't win, like students can't win on their own, or anybody else can't win on their own. We need to be working together, united to do that, and that's the message I'd like to bring from Wigan, that we need to be doing all over the country. Because the only way we're going to stop these cuts is by basically combining together, forming our own coalition like these lot have done in their class interest, and driving them out of office at the earliest opportunity.